Hi there, my name is Aaron Lindsay and I'm a Senior Solution Engineer on the functional team here at Parasoft. In today's video, I'd like to go over the codeless assertion and parameterization capabilities of SOAtest. That said, let's go ahead and jump into the SOAtest IDE, and I've already created a test scenario that I will be applying my assertions to. Specifically, I'll be making two API calls and a database query, where the first API call, I'll be getting an item by its name, using information on the response to update the item stock, and then finally validating in the database that the item stock is there as well. Parasoft has built out a robust tool set that does not require any coding, and specifically for this scenario, I will be using diff tools, asserter tools, and databank tools. So let's get started. First thing I want to do is run this test, and then we'll go ahead and look at this first API call where I will be looking for a blue sleeping bag. If I take a peek at the traffic object, I can see that on the response there does exist a blue sleeping bag. It has a unique ID of 1, and currently we have 10 of them in stock. Now I've attached a databank tool to this API call to capture the ID number on the response and store it as a variable called item ID. Now if I drill into this and evaluate it, it does in fact show that this is capturing that ID of 1, which is our blue sleeping bag. I can now use that on my downstream test, specifically this put where I'm updating the item stock. I currently have it fixed at 5. But because I have that item ID, I can parameterize it to that number that we captured on the response on the previous API call. I can parameterize, script, or do all that with other variables as well. This new item stock, though, I'm going to hard code at 5 to show some fun in the future. But I will reuse that item ID variable in my database query to look up all the inventory associated with that item. Now it's time to add assertions to this scenario, and one of the easiest ways to do that is using this create update regression control. By doing this, it attaches a diff tool to every single test step that I have already ran, and is a really fast and easy way to create assertions. And if I run this, anything that might have changed will immediately be showcased to me. In this case, I did change that in stock from 10 to 5 on my second API call. So it's letting me know, and I need to inspect this to see if it's proper behavior. If it was something like a date or something, or an item that I don't care about, I could suppress this task. But this is expected behavior, so what I want to do is update my regression controls, and if I were to run this again, everything should be green. Easy way to create assertions on test cases. Now let's get a little more granular. Same scenario, I'm capturing that initial ID number on the response, and parameterizing it, but I've attached a data bank to my update items in stock. And on the response here, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the updated in stock value and storing it as a value called final stock. After running all of our other tests, current stock is 4, and what I want to do is then use that to validate my database has the same quantity in it. So I've attached an asserter tool to my database, and I do need to run this one time so that I can leverage this tool. And by running it, I'm able to add an assertion to my database. Now this is one of the hardest things that I've seen testers have to do, validate databases without having to do any type of coding. As you can see, we have a lot of different kinds of assertions you can apply, numeric values, dates, ranges, you can build out compound ones. We're just going to stick to a numeric assertion for right now, and because I ran this test, it converts it to XML, and I'm able to quickly pick what I want to assert and then parameterize it to that value that's being grabbed on the second API call. I can run this, everything's green. We have another scenario where we're asserting values between test cases. If I wanted to see something a regression fail, I'll just change the way the assertion is conducted by not equaling the final value. And that throws off a quality task that says, hey, you need to check out to see if this is the correct behavior. I'll change that back to equals, save it, rerun it, everything's green again. One more final way that we can assert our test cases is by using data sources. A lot of different kinds of data sources you can use. CSV files, Excel spreadsheets. If you wanted to get super dynamic, you can even use a database. We'll go ahead and use an internal table where I've added item data, not just our blue sleeping bag, but green ones, pink ones, and we expect we're going to use this column to do assertions on all the responses. Specifically, we want to see 4 items in every one. So if I go back to this original get item by name, it is hard coded to that blue sleeping bag. I run this, we have 3 successful tests, but because I have that item data source tied to this test scenario, I can now parameterize that to the item name. Just go double check that. There's the item name. I'm going to save that. Now when I run it, it's going to iterate over that data source and actually give me 9 test cases that I need to validate against. Still doing that, still grabbing all that information along the way, but on the database validation, I want to make a slight adjustment. I'm going to actually add this to be parameterized to the expected stock that is located in this data source, again tied to that item name. Now when I run this, it'll still run 9 test cases. 9 of them are successful, but were to I change one of these, rerun it, now we're getting a regression thrown because it expects an element of 5, but we're actually seeing 4. So those are all ways that you can quickly create assertions and pass data in between test cases by parameterization. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, I'm Aaron Lindsay, and if you'd like to learn more, please contact us at Parasoft.com.